You think you know how a premiership list is built. You think it's just about the top 22 running out onto the SCG on a Friday night? Mate, you are absolutely dreaming. While everyone is obsessed with the big money trades and the superstar contracts, something massive just happened in the underbelly of the Sydney Swans, something that tells you exactly where the heart and soul of this football club is heading in 2026. It's gritty, it's regional, and it's the kind of news that flies under the radar until you realise, hang on, this is actually the glue holding the whole system together. We are talking about loyalty. We are talking about a dual role that would break a lesser athlete. Jack Kluske'S, remember the name, because the call he just made for 2026, it's not just a signature on a piece of paper, it's a statement. It's a shock to the system for anyone who thought country footy and elite development couldn't coexist. Hold on to your scarves, Bloods fans. This isn't just a squad update. This is about the future of our depth. Let's get into the messy, beautiful reality of it. You wake up, you check the footy news, and usually it's all noise. But then this drops. Jack Kluske'S, the 26-year-old engine room operator, has just put all the speculation to bed. He is officially locked in. The news is fresh, it's raw, and it's confirmed. Kluske'S is sticking with the Wagga Tigers as his home club for the 2026 season. But here's the kicker. He's not just going back to dominate the Riverina, he is doubling down. He is reinforcing his spot on the Sydney Swans VFL list. Do you understand what this means? Most blokes at 26, if they aren't playing AFL seniors every week, they pack it in, they go chase the local footy coin, they sit at full forward in a country league and kick 50 goals a year without breaking a sweat. Not Kluske'S. He's looked at the challenge of the VFL, the travel, the grind, the hits, and he said, I'm not done. This is a massive boost for the Swans Development League. We're talking about a player who knows the system, who knows the standards, and who is choosing to stay in the fire. Why is this a shock? Because the easy road was right there. The Wagga Tigers would love to have him full-time 24/7 without him worrying about VFL duties. But he's keeping that door open. He's keeping that bridge built. It's a massive win for the Swans VFL program, which, let's be honest, relies heavily on these top-up players who have the body size and the maturity to protect the 18-year-old draftees. Kluske'S isn't just a number on a sheet, he's a pillar. And for 2026, that pillar isn't moving an inch. Let's talk about where this bloke comes from, the Wagga Tigers. If you know anything about Aussie rules, you know that the Riverina is holy ground. It's a factory. It churns out tough, hard-nosed footballers who don't complain, they just get the job done. For Kluske'S to confirm Wagga Tigers as his home club again, it sends a message that vibrates through the entire region. It's not just about him playing footy, it's about connection. Think about the local kids in Wagga. They see Jack, they see him pulling on the yellow and black for the Tigers, tearing it up locally, and then, the next week, they see him in the red and white VFL kit representing the Swans. That visual, that is powerful. It tells every kid in the bush that the pathway is real. It tells them that you don't have to abandon your roots to play at an elite level. The Tigers get to keep their star man, that brings stability to the local league. A player of Kluske'S calibre running around in the Riverina Football Netball League raises the standard for everyone. The opposition has to train harder to beat him, his teammates have to lift to match him. It's a ripple effect. And for the Swans, it keeps that Riverina pipeline greased. The Swans have always had a spiritual connection to that part of New South Wales. Keeping a key VFL figure anchored in Wagga is a strategic masterstroke, whether they planned it that way or not. It keeps the Swans brand front and centre in one of the most important recruiting zones in the country. You can't buy that kind of marketing. You have to earn it on the paddock, and Kluske'S is earning it every time he laces up the boots for the Tigers. Now, let's look at this from the Sydney Swans perspective. Why does this matter for the big club? Rodrigo, he's a VFL player. Why are you shouting? Because the VFL team is the heartbeat of the AFL Premiership tilt. You cannot win a flag without a strong reserve side pushing for spots. It is impossible. If the VFL team gets smashed every week, the morale drops. The development of the young kids, the first-round draft picks, stalls because they're chasing tail all day. You need mature bodies in there. You need guys who are 25, 26, 27 years old who can stand up in a tackle against a relentless Carlton or Collingwood reserve side. Jack Kluske'S is that guy. At 26, he's in his prime physical window. He's not a skinny kid getting pushed off the ball, he's a hardened footballer. Keeping him on the VFL list provides a safety net that is absolutely priceless. It means when the Swans draft a skinny 18-year-old midfielder, that kid doesn't have to do the heavy lifting alone. Kluske'S is there to take the hits, to direct traffic, to set the standards. He's the break glass in case of emergency option, but he's also the standard setter. The report says he's seen as a promising player who can contribute significantly. That's code for the coaches trust him. You don't keep a 26-year-old on the VFL list if he's a liability. You keep him because he makes the whole unit better. He's the glue, and in a season as long and brutal as the AFL-VFL calendar, the glue is what stops the whole thing from falling apart when injuries strike. Can we take a second to appreciate the mental toughness here? The dual role. It sounds fun, right? Oh, I play for two teams. No, mate, it's a logistical nightmare. It is hard yakka. Playing for the Wagga Tigers means you are invested in that community. You want to win a flag for your mates. You want to be there for training. But playing VFL for the Sydney Swans, that is elite standards. That is AFL recovery protocols. That is travelling to Melbourne to play at Punt Row or out to Box Hill in the freezing cold. Kluske'S is straddling these two worlds. When he's not required by the Swans, he's back at Wagga. That means his brain has to constantly switch gears. One minute he's playing within the Swans' highly structured, complex tactical system, the Bloods' culture defence, the intricate zone setups. The next minute he's playing country footy, which is more instinctual, more physical in a different way, more see ball, get ball. To do that at 26 and to commit to doing it again in 2026 shows a hunger that is rare. Most players would choose comfort. I'll just stay in Wagga, drink a few beers after the game, relax, or I'll just focus on VFL and forget the local club. Kluske'S is saying no. He wants both. He wants the connection to home and he wants the elite challenge. That tells me everything I need to know about his character. And character is what the Sydney Swans recruit on. It's why this retention is such a big deal. It's not just about talent, it's about the right type of human being in the building. Let's dig a bit deeper into the why. Why is 2026 such a pivotal year for this arrangement? The news mentions that this allows Kluske'S to develop his skills at different competitive levels. This is crucial. In the VFL, the game is fast, it's clean, it's tactical. You have to make decisions in milliseconds. In local footy, like with the Tigers, you have to be the man. You have to carry the load. You have to deal with being tagged, being targeted, being the one everyone wants to tackle. By playing both, Kluske'S is developing a complete skill set. The Swans get the benefit of a player who knows how to be a role player in the VFL and a star at Wagga. That versatility is gold. If the Swans have an injury crisis in the AFL midfield, touch wood it doesn't happen, but if it does, you need someone who can step up. While Kluske'S is on the VFL list, the ambition mentioned in the report is real. Reach the time principle of the AFL. Is it a long shot at 26? Maybe, but look at the history of mature age recruits in the AFL. It happens. Players pop up from state leagues all the time. By staying in the system, Kluske'S is keeping his lottery ticket valid. He's telling the AFL recruiters, I'm still here, I'm still improving, I'm still hungry. And for the Wagga Tigers, they get a player who is bringing AFL-level training habits back to the local club. He's teaching the young Tigers how to prepare, how to recover, how to analyse a game. He's a walking, talking coaching clinic for that local side. It's a symbiotic relationship. The Swans feed off his stability, the Tigers feed off his class. Everyone wins. This story isn't just about Jack Kluske'S, it's about the ecosystem of Australian rules football. We hear so much doom and gloom about country footy dying or the gap between the AFL and the grassroots getting too big. This news? This is the antidote to that fear. This proves that the connection is alive and kicking. The fact that a powerhouse club like the Sydney Swans values a player who is so deeply entrenched in his local club at Wagga Tigers is a massive vote of confidence in the system. It strengthens the ecosystem, as the report says. It means that the path from the Riverina to the SCG isn't a one-way street where you leave and never come back. It's a highway with traffic flowing both ways. Kluske'S is the bridge. For 2026, this stability is what fans should be celebrating. We aren't talking about a mercenary coming in for a paycheck. We're talking about a bloke who loves his local club and respects the VFL jersey. That is rare. In an era of player movement, of transfer requests, of me-first attitudes, Jack Kluske'S is doing it the hard way, the honest way, the Bloods way.
So, what's the final word? How do we read the shot call for 2026? Here's the truth. This is the kind of signing that wins you respect in the locker room. You think Isaac Heaney or Chad Warner doesn't notice the VFL boys grinding it out? Of course they do. They know that for them to shine on the big stage, the club needs a healthy, competitive environment from the bottom up. Jack Kluske'S staying is a massive tick for the culture of the Sydney Swans. It shows that they are a destination where players want to be, even if they aren't guaranteed an AFL game every week. It's a massive tick for the Wagga Tigers, who retain a local hero. And for Kluske'S, it's a brave call. It's a call that says, I'm not finished yet. He's 26. He's entering his absolute physical peak. 2026 could be the year he dominates the VFL competition. It could be the year he drags Wagga to a premiership. It could be the year he finally forces the door open for an AFL debut. Stranger things have happened. But even if he never plays a single minute of AFL senior footy, his contribution to the fabric of the Sydney Swans and the Wagga Tigers is undeniable. This is good news, folks. This is the kind of news that makes you proud of the club. It's about roots. It's about resilience. Jack Kluske'S is locked in. The Tigers are happy. The Swans are stronger. Now bring on 2026. Because if the VFL list is this committed, imagine what the seniors are going to do. What do you think? Is Kluske'S making the right call, sticking it out in the VFL at 26? Or should he have gone full-time country king? Let me know. But don't tell me this doesn't matter. This is footy. Everything matters. Rodrigo out.